Hey everybody, welcome to Twin Talk. We are your hosts, Chris Hart,
Kevin Hart.
and today we're going to be talking about Jared Leto's new look in the upcoming Snyder Cut. It is Tuesday, February 2nd, and this morning Zack Snyder teased on Twitter a brand new image of what his Joker is going to look like in the upcoming Snyder Cut, which will be coming to HBO Max in March. And it's looking a little bit different. What are your thoughts so far on this one, Kev?
I mean, it's a very blurred out picture. You got the deep focus of just highlighting the Joker card, the wild card that we see in BVS. So I'm excited to see how that plays out story-wise. But even just from like his silhouette, he looks totally different. Very similar to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, actually. It looks like he's got longer hair and hopefully less tattoos.
I mean, hopefully the tattoos are still there, so it's in canon. When I first saw this news, I was pretty hyped for it. And I looked, and I was a little disappointed at first because I've taken better pictures with a dirty fish tank. And this thing, I mean, obviously it's intentional. He's holding up the Joker card. The foreground is focused. The rest is all like left to, your imagination. But he's looking a little bit different, man. He kind of reminds me of the Joker from Gotham with that like almost like bald. He's got my hairline. So he's like balding. His hair is like shredded in the back. It's like it looks a lot like the Gotham version of the Joker. So I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. But I am thinking that this is potentially a back when BVS came out, they had that Knightmare sequence, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of the movie. That sequence, I think, is going to be where this Joker comes into play. We're going to see this image that was released. I feel like that's the Joker in that apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah, I believe that Zack Snyder originally wanted Jared Leto's Joker in Justice League, but, with the production nightmares that movie was and the edits and everything else, he never made it into the theatrical cut. But now we're finally getting a second chance. Even Jared Leto and David Ayer, I know that he mentioned them both in the tweet, said that he was like kind of praising them for creating this character and what they translated to the screen. So I'm excited to see Jared Leto get a second chance. Obviously, no one was a huge fan of him in Suicide Squad. But with the Snyder Cut, hopefully with a little bit more room to breathe, Jared Leto will hopefully shine. Hopefully he's got a pivotal role in the sequence that he is in. Hopefully, if anything, I just hope that it's a nice send-off for the character in this DCEU that is a nightmare, pun intended.
So last time we saw Jared Leto's Joker was in the botch of a movie that was Suicide Squad. And last time we saw him, his rendition of the Joker left us in a black hole of rage and confusion. So not a big fan of what he did. I had a lot of high hopes for him, especially with his whole like method acting. He was like sending people like dead rats and condoms. He really got into the role of a psychopath, sociopath as a Joker. But what came out on screen, I was super let down by. Although I don't hate him as much as the world hates him, because a lot of people just can't stand his rendition of the Joker, especially since we got an incredible performance by Joaquin Phoenix later on in a Joker solo film. And that kind of was just like blew everything away that Leto did. But I kind of felt bad for Leto because I felt like, Warner Brothers really chopped up Justice League and Suicide Squad. I mean, I feel like no matter what, it seems like Zack Snyder and David Ayer are buddy-buddy, and they're kind of like trying to get this, like release the Ayer cut now that the Snyder cut's coming out. But honestly, unless they rewrite the movie, I just feel like the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad is a mess to begin with. Because no matter what, no matter how much good the Joker may do if they release additional scenes, the villain of that movie is still that witch. And it's such poor CGI, bad story. Like, it's just not going to fix the movie. But we're moving forward. It's 2021. We're leaving the past behind. So I'm excited to see what maybe Zack Snyder can do with Jared Leto in the upcoming Snyder Cut. Maybe he can, let him shine for a little bit, let him do his thing creatively, and just let him breathe as an actor, because he is a good actor. We just saw HBO Max and theaters worldwide just released The Little Things, starring Jared Leto and Rami Malek and Denzel Washington. And I've always liked Jared Leto as an actor. I think he's a good actor. I really liked him in Blade Runner 2049. And I just felt like his stint as the Joker was very short-lived and not given the creative freedom that maybe he wanted. And I don't know, I'm looking forward to maybe moving forward.
I think it's unfair to compare him to either Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix, but I do feel that, again, like you said, he's a proven actor in the films, even from Fight Club on, that he's got the chops. He's got that range to prove himself. I think if you give him a good script, we could get a cool version of the Joker. And I didn't even mind the gangster version of the Joker in Suicide Squad. I didn't mind the tattoos. Some of them were cheesy, but I liked the gangster version because it reminded me of like something that would be live action from the animated series, like a gangster version of Joker with the Tommy gun, kind of like in modern day gangster with like, thugs and everything else like that. Even he was better in the 4-minute music video of Purple Lamborghini with Rick Ross than the entire movie of Suicide Squad.
That song is a bop, my man. that music video, like you said, is a better version of Joker than we got in the Suicide Squad.
Sad but
which
true.
Is unbelievable. Yeah, like I have a book here behind me that recently came out, a graphic novel. It's Batman: The Three Jokers, written by Jeff Johns and art by Jason Fabok. And it goes into the different levels of the Joker. You got the criminal, the comedian, and the clown. And each version of the Joker we've seen in live action film. Heath Ledger, incredible. Joaquin Phoenix, incredible. Jack Nicholson, iconic. Each actor has brought their own style and creative force to the character of the Joker. And I feel like Jared Leto, he had a good thing going for him. It wasn't executed well. And I'm feeling maybe when we get this, maybe they'll give him, like I said, the creative liberties to kind of do what he wants to do with the character, because he's a great actor. He could be a cool Joker. And within this DCEU, it's time for maybe a plan when it comes to these characters. And even though the Joker from The Dark Knight is famous for saying that he doesn't have a plan, he just is like a dog chasing cars. You wouldn't know what to do. So maybe Zack Snyder has a plan for him, and he's working side by side with David Ayer to make this character come to life the way that David Ayer envisioned it back when Suicide Squad was coming out.
But let's talk about that card, because that card plays a pivotal role. If you see sequences in BVS, we see the cameo of the Joker card.
Yeah, it's an iconic image of Jerry Robinson's original sketch he did when he was coming up with the character. He came up with this image of a card, but it's literally just like a card version of like the Joker dressed as a jester, and it's iconic. And it seems to be the image they're going to be using for this card, and it was also in the trailer for the Snyder Cut. And we've seen it before. It's iconic, obviously, throughout comics, cartoons, movies.
I believe it was on Batman's gun, too, in BVS, in the Nightmare sequence.
In that Nightmare sequence, he has it, yeah. Yeah, which is pretty badass, honestly. So whatever reason he has it on, maybe as a constant reminder, he killed Jason Todd. He's my worst enemy. I got to keep this world in check. Whatever, but that's a cool idea to me. It looks like there might be blood on it, although it's like kind of too perfect. It looks like blood splatter, but again, it's an iconic card, an iconic image from Jerry Robinson.
It doesn't look like his purple pandemic gloves, the hospital gloves, but it looks like he's got like almost like something you would clean your toilet or your kitchen sink with. The gloves look a little bit large.
The elbow deep, like dishwashing gloves.
Yeah, it looks like his gloves are a little different in the thing. And also, speaking of Jared Leto in his recent role in The Little Things, he's got longer hair, it appears, in this image. Did he walk from that set to this new cameo scene? Who knows?
Going back to this image, we got the card, we got these gloves. His face looks completely different. So that's what makes me believe that it's in the future. Maybe an older Joker, his hair is falling off, whatever's going on with him. But he looks nothing like what we saw in Suicide Squad, because he's got like that perfect pompadour thing going on. And this one, he kind of looks like decrepit, almost like the Crypt Keeper. It's very like unsettling, and again, like I said, it looks like the Joker from Gotham. Who knows? There's a lot of things they can do to bring this version of the Joker back to the forefront. I don't know what their plans are for the DCEU with SnyderCut coming out. I'm pretty sure it's just a one and done thing. So it kind of feels like that last hoorah before everything gets like burnt to a crisp. Because
exactly.
It's like, I was kind of hopeful for Zack Snyder's DC universe, and it just kind of fell apart because of corporate greed and AT&T things, and it's a lot of suit interference, and it just sucks that this is all like what we're getting. But I'm glad that it is coming out. This image excites me. What are your final thoughts on the image?
I'm just glad to see Zack Snyder's original story come to the light. No one was a fan of Suicide Squad. No one was really a fan of Justice League either. And hopefully this kind of retcons a little bit. If it's too late, then DCU shot themselves in the foot. But again, this image excites me, like you said.
They derailed their own train, honestly. As much as I was rooting for it, they had everything going for them: acting, costumes, scores, directors, and just the corporate greed got in the way, I feel. And we're just kind of getting this last hoorah and make peace with it, and then we're going to bury it. And then we're going to move on with Pattinson and hopefully a sequel to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker one day, if they ever decide to make a continuation of that amazing film. So I'm looking forward to the future with DC. I feel like they can move forward with this Michael Keaton rebrand of the multiverse and Ben Affleck's salute to the fans, and I'll just look forward to the future. But for now, I'm excited about this picture. I'm excited about the Snyder Cut. We'll definitely be talking about, prior to the Snyder Cut, reviews of the DCEU leading up to that, drawing some characters. So keep on the lookout for that. We'll have fun with those for sure.
Anyways, that about wraps up today's episode of Twin Talk. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below to join the discussion. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. What do you think about the picture? You excited for Jared Leto's Joker's second chance, or are you done with it since Suicide Squad? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time.